It's Alexus again with Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat located in New Orleans East. Right now, I'm sitting in a brand new 2021 Bighorn Lone Star, okay? I told you already, it's the holiday season, best time to buy a car. If you're having hard times, please call me and I will apply my employee discount to your brand new vehicle, okay? My number is 504-908-3889. My name's Alexus, like the car, the only Lexus that smiles, and my number is 504-908-3889. Okay, so before I forget, I also want to remind you guys that we are giving hope this year. If you have children who need Christmas gifts, please come and ask for me. My name is Alexis, and my number is 908-3889, 504-908-3889. If you want to shoot me a text first or call me before you come, we are giving Christmas gifts away this year for Christmas, okay? So if you are a family having hard times and need Christmas gifts and you need an employee discount, I got you. My name is Alexis. My number is 908-3889, 504-908-3889. Let me know if you need Christmas gifts. Come on over. We're going to even hang your child's request on the Christmas tree for Santa to bless them this year, okay? We're giving hope at Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat located in New Orleans East. My name's Alexis, and I'm looking forward to assisting you. Okay, so guess what today is? It's Tuesday. Woo! Okay, so it's Talk It Up Tuesday. We're going to be talking today, and I got a topic for you. So I was working at my job, and someone hopped in my DMs and they complimented me, and it struck like a light bulb went off. Like, you know what is a good topic to talk about? Relationships. Why? Because I hear so many different people have different perspectives, right? So it just reminded me of like the expectations that couples have in a relationship. And I've talked to guys, I've talked to girls, and what I'm learning is that communication is so important. You know, for a while I sat on communication like, oh, it's not like a big deal, you know, whatever, like that's a given. No, it's very important, especially in relationships. And what I decided to do was I decided to ask 4 different men their perspective on what they expect out of their relationship, whether they're married or just dating. And if their lady was approached, like if a man hopped into her DMs and complimented her, how do they expect her to respond? Great question, right? And I got very good answers, different perspectives. 2 are going to be married men, and out of privacy, I'm protecting their name and their face, so you're not going to know who it is, but they're grown men. 2 are married, 2 are not married, but they are dating, so they have a girlfriend. And I asked them the same question, which was, if a man hopped in your girlfriend or your wife's DMs, how do you expect her to respond out of respect for you? Okay, so the first man said he's married. He said that his expectation from his wife would be to say thank you, then shut it down right then and there. Don't even entertain it anymore. Because why? It opens a door. It opens a door for anything to happen that could be disrespectful to the marriage. And that's where, you know, boundaries are so important. It's so important to place up boundaries in a relationship. It's so important to place up boundaries in your life, period. And he was just saying, you know, that's what he expects, you know. Thank you, shut it down, don't even entertain it anymore. Just protect your marriage and put boundaries up in your relationship so that nothing bad will happen. You know, just shut it down real quick. Okay, that was perspective number 1. Perspective number 2 was from another married man. So married man number 2. And this is what he said. I trust my wife. If something happens, then that's between them and God. Whew. When you talk about, you gotta leave stuff like that up to God for him to judge, because it's really like, you know, out of your control. And he said, you can't control anybody but yourself. And, you know, that reminded me of free will and self-control. And I was just really listening to what he was saying. And he was just saying how you can't control someone else to do something. And what he was saying, how like his example was, you know, he can have all the signs lined up and still be an idiot and not follow them. And, you know, it's the same, like you can't tell a man, he Only he can do what he wants to do, because what? Free will. So you cannot force and control a man to do what you want to do, just like you can't control and force a woman to do what you want to do. That's when self-control comes in. Because we all have free will, and that's just something that's out of your control. And that's why he was saying how, I trust my wife, whatever happens is between them and God. Because why? You can't control everything. And that actually goes into the first single man I asked what his response was. And this is unmarried man. This is the unmarried but dating man perspective. So we'll just say boyfriend number one, okay? This is what boyfriend number one said. He said confidence. Confidence. He said that if you do what you're supposed to do, then you wouldn't have to worry about that. And that's such a good answer. Why? And this is what I've observed just by talking to people. You have someone in a relationship where they don't put in a lot. They may only put in 20%, but expect for you to give them 100%. But what can easily happen when you don't put in even half the amount of the work, or not even, some people say, no, don't put in 50%, put in 100%. But if you're not carrying your end, but you're expecting them to pour everything into you, you place that other person into a vulnerable position. So for example, let's say you have, the man's not really giving a woman, back to what he said, when he said that if you do what you're supposed to do, then you wouldn't have to worry about that. If you're handling your job as a man, if you're handling your job as a boyfriend, and you're giving her the affection, attention that she needs, if you know her love languages and she knows yours, and you're catering to her love languages, vice versa, then you wouldn't have to worry about her, being placed in a vulnerable position to get what she needs from someone else, not intentionally, on accident. Why? Because if you're not holding in your side, if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, then guess what? That opens the door for someone else to step in and do where you're slacking. If you're not complimenting her, telling her she's beautiful, taking her out on dates, guess what? That puts her in a vulnerable position to fall for compliments so easily, because it's like, dang, my husband's not complimenting me. Dang, my boyfriend's not complimenting me. I feel ugly every day with him, but yet there's this man at work, or there's this man on the softball team, or there's this man at the grocery store. Every time I see him, he's giving me a compliment. And because I'm weak, I'm not getting what I need from my boyfriend. It's just so easy to be vulnerable to that. So don't open up that door to put your significant other, boyfriend or girlfriend, in a position to be vulnerable and weak, to fall for those type of things. And yes, you're supposed to have self-control, but also, besides having self-control, hold up your side of the portion, okay? Hold up your side of the relationship. Do what you're supposed to do to make sure that she's satisfied in a relationship. You can't make someone happy, but you can definitely help their day go by better. You can definitely put a smile on their face sometimes, do random things, like give her flowers on random days if that's what she likes. Cook for her sometimes if she's the main one in the kitchen, but you know how to cook. Give her a break after a long day of work. Like, both of you guys are splitting the bills anyway. Why don't you prepare her a meal sometimes? Rub her neck right here where her muscles may be tense. Ask her what it is that will make her day go a little bit better than what it's already doing. What can you do to make her night a little better? Okay, communication. The last person said, boyfriend number two, said that if you know her, then you know how she'll respond. And not going into a lot of detail, but he was saying how, some men date more than one person at the same time. So if you know each and one of them, you're going to know, well, she may respond this way, or she going to shut that down real quick, or she may entertain that knowing her. And that's what he was saying. He was just being, honest and upfront. He said, if another man flirts with your lady or wife in front of you ruthlessly, because sometimes men do that, they don't care if your boyfriend's right there, they don't care if your husband's right there, then he said, depending on the guy, he will either shut it down himself right then or there, or watch and see how she responds to his behavior. And I thought that was so good, because a man is always watching how a woman responds, reacts, acts around other men, right? He's always watching her behavior, especially if he's planning or considering courting her or potentially marrying her. He's going to be watching her very closely, paying attention to her behavior and how she is around her friends and family a lot before he makes that huge commitment. So this is Alexus again with Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat, located out in New Orleans East.